What if your survival gear was so smart it could actually predict danger before you even saw it? Imagine AI-powered gadgets that anticipate animal encounters, bad weather, and injuries, then act before you even realize what's coming. Would you trust that gear? Or would it freak you out? In today's episode of Human Genuity, I'm taking you through a day-long journey through the latest survival tech, where the line between human and machine survival blurs like never before. Stick around, because the moment when AI actually saved my skin might surprise you. But don't forget to smash that subscribe button for epic tech videos. Okay, so picture this. It's 5:12 a.m. and I'm already awake. Not by choice, but because my Kospet Tank X2 Ultra just vibrated like a caffeinated woodpecker on my wrist. Turns out, it detected a drop in barometric pressure and decided I probably should know that a storm is coming. I roll out of my tent, slap on a grin that doesn't match my energy level, and ask the Tank X2 where the heck I am. The AI-powered GPS wakes up faster than I do and pulls up an offline topographical map like it's Google Maps with a beard. I tell it I want to get to a river 5 miles east, and boom! It not only plots the route, but warns me about elevation gain and loose rock ahead. There's also a heart rate monitor on this thing that's stupidly good. It caught a spike last week when I accidentally walked through a spider web. And if things ever really go south, one press and the SOS beacon pings emergency services with my location, biometrics, and even a short audio message I can pre-record. Mine just says send snacks and a rescue chopper. Before we move on to the next section, please don't forget to subscribe if you like the video so far. It's about 8:30 a.m., and I've made it halfway up this muddy trail that feels like it was designed by a personal trainer with a grudge. My legs are jelly, my stomach's yelling louder than the birds. And then, of course, I trip. Classic. I do this dramatic tumble, end up with a scraped knee. But this is where the GETXGO Emergency AI Survival Kit comes in. I yank it out of my pack. It's this sleek, modular little beast, like if a suitcase and a med kit had a baby. I snap open the triage module, and the AI kicks in with the calm voice of someone who's definitely judging me but also knows first aid. Minor abrasion detected, it says, and immediately recommends cleaning, antiseptic, and a flexible bandage, all of which it magically has tucked away in color-coded pods. I feel like I'm being patched up by a robot nurse with a personality. The GETXGO kit also has a fire starting module, so I drop a little plasma igniter on some dry bark, and it whips up a fire instantly. Not only that, the AI recalibrates my route via the comms module and sends a quick update to my hiking buddy that I'm fine, just mildly clumsy. So it's just the afternoon, and I'm finally feeling like a functional human again. Legs are moving, knees are patched up, fire's out, trail is smooth. And that's exactly when nature decides to throw a plot twist. I hear this low rustling. I freeze, look up, and there it is, a wild animal. Enter the Weyland survival axe, the AI-enhanced hunk of brilliance I didn't think I'd need today. I grab it off my pack and it instantly powers on. Because yes, it's smart. Like smarter than some people smart. The grip sensors read my hand tension and trigger defense mode. A low-frequency pulse emits from the axe handle. Harmless to humans, but weirdly unpleasant for most wildlife. The creature freezes, sniffs the air like it just smelled disappointment, and bolts. I swear the axe winked at me. Once the coast is clear and my heart rate drops below Panic at the Disco, I switch it to utility mode. Gotta prep firewood for later. But have you ever faced a wild animal? Tell us your craziest story. By mid-afternoon, the sky goes from maybe I'll sprinkle to full-blown angry thundercloud opera. The rain hits hard, but then I remember I've got the Life Tent survival shelter. I yank the sleek cylinder out of my pack, toss it into a flattish patch of ground, and boom! It auto-deploys like a transformer that only cares about your comfort. In under 10 seconds, I've got a full weatherproof dome standing tall while I'm still trying to remember how zippers work. The AI automatically kicks in, scanning the interior climate and the incoming storm. External temperature dropping. Internal climate adjustment activated. It says like the most polite thermostat you've ever met. I dive in and it's warm, like cozy warm, not the sweaty sauna kind. The tent uses heat-resistant materials and a smart airflow system to keep things comfy without turning me into a burrito. It's late afternoon. The rain stopped. The forest smells like wet pine and regret. And I'm parched. Like I would drink from a suspicious puddle parched. But luckily I brought my favorite ridiculous-looking survival gadget, the Lifesaber multi-tool. So there I am, standing next to this muddy creek that looks like it could either hydrate me or give me superpowers I didn't ask for. I dunk my bottle in, pop up the Lifesaber, and give it a few good spins like I'm starting a fire. The internal dynamo charges up just from twirling it. Once it's powered, I switch on the UV Purifier mode. A calming blue glow zaps through the water, neutralizing the bacteria, viruses, and anything else that might have just crawled in during the storm. I take a sip. It's clean, cold, and not even a hint of creek funk. Magic. Then, apparently because I'm part raccoon, I decide I want a small fire to dry my socks. The Lifesaber's plasma arc mode ignites dry twigs in seconds, even with everything still damp. So I'm strolling through the woods, finally dry, mildly caffeinated from the creek water, feeling like a wilderness pro. And then, plot twist number 2. Something big moves in the underbrush to my left. Again, I freeze. Why is nature so dramatic today? I squint through the trees, and yep, those are definitely ears. Big ones. And a pair of eyes that say, I could chase you just to see what happens. But this time I'm ready. Before I even react, my AI Predator Deterrent beacon does. It's clipped to my backpack strap, and the moment it detects heat and motion that matches potential predator in its tiny digital brain, it kicks into high gear and emits this eerie, low-frequency growl mixed with a strobe-like flash enough to scare away any animal. However, would you use AI to outsmart a bear? Type AI saves if yes. Dusk in the woods is weirdly beautiful, and also a little creepy. 1 minute, it's golden hour magic, and the next, everything is shadows and suspicious rustling. I'm setting up camp again, trying not to trip over my own boots, when the light starts to dip into full-blown horror movie territory. Enter my not-so-secret weapon, the Goal Zero Skylight AI Solar Lantern. The moment ambient light drops below, hey, I can't see squat, the lantern kicks on with its warm adaptive glow. It doesn't just blast light everywhere like a confused stadium lamp. It adjusts brightness based on where I'm standing and how dark it actually is. I hang it from the tree branch and the AI takes over, analyzing shadows, spacing, and movement to create the best light spread for my little camp zone. It's the kind of afternoon that feels like the sun personally decided to roast me like a marshmallow on a spit. But hey, that's why I'm strapped with the AI hydration monitor and portable water maker combo. This little wearable is stuck to my wrist, constantly measuring my hydration levels, skin moisture, and even electrolyte balance. Every time I start to look like a raisin, it buzzes with a cheerful reminder, hey, genius, time to drink. Now here comes the magic part, the portable water maker. It literally pulls water from the air, like condenses moisture right out of the air even in this heat. I'm standing in the middle of nowhere and it's producing fresh, clean water. No streams, no bottles, just science doing its thing. It's wild. I set up the extractor, and while I'm wiping sweat off my forehead, it's silently working away, filling my bottle drop by drop. It's like carrying a personal rain cloud that's way less moody. And if I ever ignore the hydration alerts for too long, the AI kicks in with an escalating buzz, complete with a seriously drink up tone that's just cheeky enough to guilt trip me. Later in the day, just when I thought I'd earned a little peace, nature decides to remind me who's boss. I'm cruising along on the trail, minding my own business, when suddenly I feel this sharp sting on my ankle. Cue that classic heart skip moment. Is that a snake? Thank goodness for the Spika Strike Gaiters, my AI-powered ankle superheroes. These aren't your grandma's gaiters. The moment the sensors detect that unmistakable puncture of a venomous bite, the system springs into action. First, it automatically injects the precise dose of anti-venom right where I need it, minimizing the damage while I try to stay calm and not make a dramatic scene. Meanwhile, it silently sends out GPS alerts with my exact location, because apparently the snake's bite isn't the only thing that I need to worry about. I also need a rescue party. What's wild is how it monitors my vitals in real time and adjusts the anti-venom dosage if necessary. Night falls, and the woods turn from pleasant nature to plot twist waiting to happen. I'm hunkered down, wrapped in my tent, when I realize I need to check in, update my location, maybe send a few "I'm not dead yet" texts to my group chat. Enter the Doogee Firephone, a satellite phone built like a tank, but smarter than half the gadgets I own. This beast laughs in the face of bad weather. Rain? Snow? Mud? Bring it on. The Firephone keeps humming. I open offline maps and plot my next day's route, all without needing a single bar of cell service. The AI assistant also suggests alternate trails based on weather forecasts and past hiker data. I try not to geek out too hard. Then, because I'm feeling especially cautious after today's animal encounters, I test the SOS feature. A quick tap sends a distress signal with GPS coordinates to local rescue teams, just in case I accidentally become forest floor decoration. After a day of dodging snakes, wild animals, and spontaneous rainstorms, I somehow managed to take a pretty gnarly tumble. I'm sprawled out on the ground, feeling less outdoor pro and more like human pancake. Enter the XStat 30 Smart Trauma Kit, my not-so-secret little weapon for when things go sideways. This kit is like having a mini ER in my backpack, but way cooler and less hospital smelly. I rip it open, and the AI immediately kicks in, taking me through each step like a super calm, slightly sassy nurse who's seen it all. The smart foam inside is the real hero. It expands inside wounds to stop bleeding fast, kinda like a high-tech sponge on steroids. I won't lie, applying it felt a bit like giving my injury a hug from the inside. But that's a good thing when your body's leaking like a busted faucet. The AI also monitors my vitals as I set everything up, adjusting the foam pressure to make sure that it's snug but not squeezing me like a boa constrictor. Which invention blew your mind? Vote with an emoji. Which of these gadgets would you want to have in your survival kit? Drop your pick below. Invent your own smart survival gadget in the comments, and the best idea gets pinned. Bye for now.